Peter Henry here from Real Estate Sales Academy. Thanks for watching this video. Right now, we are going to start talking about your mindset that you need to have with rental clients versus sales clients versus listings. And since I said rentals first, let's go ahead and start with the rentals. So at Home 61, we have rental leads, we have sales leads, we have lister leads, but we get a lot of rental leads, right? And especially as the market is shifting and turning, and maybe we're gonna see a little downturn coming soon, people might be selling their houses or people might be holding off on buying and they might need to rent more. Knowing how to work with renters is super, super important, especially if you want to work with investors or maybe just knowing what's going on in Miami Beach versus Brickell versus downtown or in New York or wherever you are. Knowing exactly what the patterns are will help you become a better agent and help you be more knowledgeable when you go and talk to your client and they're like, well, what can I rent my house for? What are we looking here for this? Or I might want to Airbnb my house. Does this building allow for short-term rentals like Airbnb? And so you really need to know all of this, and this is why dealing with rental clients is super, super important. So we've talked a lot about sales clients. It's go meet the client. Rental clients, same thing. However, with the rental client, as opposed to a sales client, it's really important that we don't waste our time. One of the cool things about Home 61 is we have an entire team of ISAs dedicated to qualifying every single lead before they're passed on to our agents. But if you're working with another company, I'm not sure if they do the same, and they might just be sending you lead after lead. Since this is a renter, not a seller, commissions are smaller, yet commissions are paid faster. At Home 61, our agents, when they close a Home 61 lead that's a rental, they get paid that very, very same day. All we need is the money on the escrow, and we pay them super, super quick. So it's a good way to supplement your income while you're farming areas and while you're building out your business. Now, there's a couple things to keep in mind, because with a rental client, I don't want you guys to waste your time too much. You need to have that good approach. So rental clients need to be treated very aggressively. You need to tell them exactly what's going to happen and tell them why putting an offer at this price range, at these units, especially in a place with tons of competition and expensive housing and not that many units available, generally speed is the name of the game, and letting your clients understand that you need to put in these offers quickly is super, super important. Remember, you're renting a house as a 12-year, or maybe it's a 12-month, or maybe it's a 6-month lease, but normally it's a 12-month yearly lease. You could always move later. You want to find that good property, and it's important to listen to your clients or understand what they really want. But when it comes down to it, if they're looking to go to a certain area and they're tight on budget, you're going to need to start throwing in CTLs and offers to every single property listing agent and property owner, because you need to get them in the door. Now, CTLs, one really cool thing about it, I do the same thing with the as-is contracts. Remember, with negotiation, unless you start sending that offer, you don't know what's going to happen with that negotiation. You don't know. It's just all theory and all talking, blah blah blah. We don't want to talk out of your butthole. I mean, sorry to say that, but you don't want to talk out of your butthole. You want to talk with your mind and really think positively and think, how are you going to do something and what are you going to do with that? Putting an offer. Let's talk about putting in an offer. To get a good offer done, let's say you want to get your client into a $2,200 property, but your client wants to put $2,100 to $2,000 or $1,800, $1,900, whatever the price is, X price below the listing price. You'll never know if that property will be accepted unless you put in an offer and then call the listing agent and be like, hey, what's up? Start selling them your client. I have this client. They're moving down from Texas. They're going to start a new job here at Expedia in downtown Brickell. Really great guy with his girlfriend. His girlfriend's going to be working at a YMCA. They make a combined $150,000. They're really awesome people, both college graduates. They really want the property, but we've done our CMAs, and we think that this property, based on what has rented before in this unit, should be, I know it's listed at $2,000, but we'd like to make an offer at $1,800. I even submitted a CTL that I just sent to you, and I'm following up. What do you think? Is this possible? Can we talk? And those type of conversations, reaching out to the listing agents after you send in that CTL and working them is super, super important. It's wheeling and dealing. It's doing business. It's talking to your fellow realtors. This is your industry. This is what you're doing. You need to love that kind of hustle and love that kind of drive, and that's what's going to drive you. If you like to do those type of things, you're going to be great at real estate. So with a rental client, you need to be very smart. One, put in those offers and don't go to so many showings. It's your job to keep them in line and only do one set of showings, unless it's your friend or something like that. But even if it's your friend or family, you don't want to do more than 2 showings on a rental. Remember, you're wasting your time. So now you're 800 or 1,000 or 500 or whatever your commission is going to be, your working hours are going down. So I want all of our agents focusing on sales, working those rentals, but being efficient on the rentals to close more deals. How are we more efficient? We don't go on so many showings. We talk to our clients and tell them exactly what's going on in the market, and we submit a lot of offers, and we follow up with the listing agent and see what we can do to work a deal. If it's too much work and not that much payoff, like, I would only suggest not letting your client know that you cannot you cannot work with them until they have an idea of what they really want and what they're going to move into. That's pretty much my viewpoint on rental clients. Another good strategy with rental clients is if you have a list and you know of different property management companies that work with renters and that work with real estate agents, more importantly, and they pay off a commission, I would make a relationship with the property manager or that company, and I would bring them in your channel, your sales channel of different renters that you have. That's something that's super important. We've talked about it in other videos. So finding different channels and being creative about the renters that you're going to be working with and being more efficient with those renters will ultimately put more money in your pocket and save you time. Time is the only commodity that you cannot buy, and it's precious, so don't waste it. Now we're going to go on to sales. So sales is just like rentals. Like, you need to be aggressive. You need to get offers in. You need to know what your market is, and you need to be smart about those showings as well. The number one thing to working with online leads is not confusing them, especially on that first phone call. But now let's talk about, you did the first phone call right and everything's going well. You're at your first showing. What do you do? This first showing, the first time you're meeting this client, you need to show up and you need to be ready to play. You need to know, have done some CMAs of the neighborhood, know the building, know the ins and outs. You need to know what you're talking about and show your client that you know what you're talking about. If your client feels comfortable with you, they will trust you and they will give you their business, and you will be their sole agent, and they'll never go with anyone else. So you need to show them that you're trustworthy, intelligent, smart, and analytical when you meet them. So make sure you do your homework before every single showing that you go on to. It's really, really important as well to maintain a positive mindset going into all of these showings. Even for those rentals, but especially for these sales, you need to be super positive. This is a very exciting time for each and every one of your clients. I know you guys go on showings all the time, but for your clients, it's super emotional. It's going to be their first time that they're buying their house. They might have just sold their house that they grew up in. Who knows what happened, but this is very exciting and very emotional, and you need to show up super pumped up and ready to go. Houses, roof falling in, I don't care. Houses burnt down, I don't care. It's still exciting, and you never know. Maybe that is what your client wants. Maybe they want a burnt down house and they want to tear it over and gut it. Maybe they want a house with a bunch of liens because they're going to wheel and deal something and try to find if it's on foreclosure, or buy it on a tax lien, or I don't know, see if it's on a probate. Who knows what they really are thinking or what they really want until we go and meet them. Remember, online lead, you just spent maybe 5 minutes maximum talking to them on the phone, and you're focusing on that one property that they selected, the subject property. We've talked about the subject property in previous videos. The subject property is the property that they came onto the website, whether it be Home61, Zillow, Realtor.com, or whatever website that does lead generation. When they click a certain house, they're qualified. They have to sign up with their sign-up information, and an ISA reaches out, qualifies them, and sends them over to you guys. So if they came on to see the house at 4615 Mulberry Street, or maybe they want to see unit 205 at the Icon Brickell, you need to only talk about that on your phone call. But now you're at Mulberry Street, or now you're at the Icon Brickell, you're meeting the client, and what do? You've already done your homework for that unit, that building, and let's say your client says, I love it, great. Put in the offer, figure out a price you want to do, put in the offer, call the listing agent, wheel and deal. Let's say your client hates the building, or they don't love it. Now it's time to be a problem solver. Ask them questions. When you're in person, what don't you like about it? Show me what you don't like about it. Let me see what I could do to now understanding what you like, what you dislike, what you're looking for. Now I could really help you. Let's go together right now. There's some Wi-Fi here, or let's go to the cafe downstairs or something and look at properties. Don't let that client leave you without getting another showing. My bad, I have an itch right here. Without getting another showing or another set, a group of whatever it is that you have planned with them set in stone. never leave without a follow-up set. That's a huge tip. Number 2, make sure that you listen to them. Let them talk, don't interrupt, absorb all the information, and then go to work and solve their issue and their problem. So those are super important tips that you need to do. And I think lastly, for your rental clients and your sales clients, the number 1 tip is you need to be a stalker. And I'm going to explain myself. How are you a stalker in real estate? Super simple. You receive leads every single day. You know their email address, their phone number. You need to input that into your phone and add them on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Pinterest. Maybe play Fortnite with them. Doesn't matter. You need to get in their lives and be on top of them. If they see you every single day on their Instagram feed, on their LinkedIn feed, and you're posting stuff, and you're going on showings, and you're closing deals, and you're at a restaurant, and you're showing your entire life, and you're showing off your brand of who you are, they will only think about you when they think about real estate, and you need to be that person. You need to get into their lives. That's the beauty of social media, but be smart about it. Every single person you meet, every single connection you make today can be monetized, and you need to put that in your database as a realtor, and you need to take advantage of that. So everyone you meet needs to go into your database, needs to go into your Instagram, needs to go into your Facebook and your LinkedIn and all those other social media, and you need to produce great content and be in their face every single day, reminding them, hey, I'm a realtor, I'm closing lots of deals, I'm going lots of showings, I have a lot of clients, you should work with me. So I hope that this video was helpful for you to talk about kind of the mindset of what you want to do for a rental client and a sales client. We'll go into listings at another time. It's a different game. We'll talk about listing presentations and everything you need to do with door knocking. And the cool thing about agents that work with Home 61 is we actually go door knocking with them the first few times to break the ice and really help them with a strategy. So thank you for watching. Hit subscribe below, hit like, comment. Make sure you subscribe to our channel. If you know of anyone that's in real estate looking for a great brokerage, well, Home 61 is hiring right here in Miami, Fort Lauderdale, and West Palm Beach counties. We have a lot of leads. Please email my main man, James at home61.com. He's our head of recruiting. James at home61.com. He's our head of recruiting here, and he'd love to reach out to you, especially if you're super interested in closing online leads and taking your business to the next level. Until next time, guys, thanks for watching Reza, and we'll check you later. We'll check you later.